I've got 3 out-of-the-box ideas for converting like low-budget clients into really awesome people to work with. So let's talk about that. Before we get into it, I just want to thank you for watching the video. I know that there's a ton of other things you could be doing right now, a ton of other videos to watch, and you picked this one, and I really appreciate it. And I love all the comments that you're leaving about getting better clients, getting more leads, building a better business, helping your clients build better businesses. It's super rewarding. I love to see all of that stuff. And I just wanted to thank you for it. So thank you for watching the video. All right, here's the 3 ideas. I don't know if this happens to you, but a lot of times when I get referrals from people, like when I was going to BNI meetings and networking events and stuff like that, and I would get referrals from people, a lot of times those referrals would start out with a very low budget mindset. They'd say, hey, Lee, can we get a website for $1,000? You know, like, I don't want to spend more than $1,500. What can we do? Something like that. And so what I want to know is that the price that they have in mind for the website, or is that their total marketing budget overall? But you can't really ask that. And so the way that I get at that without having to directly ask that up front is I'll ask a question like this. I'd say, well, if I was able to build you the perfect website, how would you know that it was perfect? And then there's 2 categories of answers. So one category is some kind of results-oriented answer. Well, they say, we'd be at the top of Google, we'd be getting a ton of traffic, we'd be landing a ton of clients. Or sometimes, and I would say like 90% of the time, it's like a results-oriented answer. 10% or so, maybe even less than that of the time, they'll say something like, well, just come in on time and under budget, or we'd have the site live before the board of directors meeting, or something like that. And so we'll deal with these people here in just a second. But if they come with an answer that has something to do with results, like, yeah, we'd be getting a ton more clients, then I'll say, would you be opposed to us helping you land more clients, or do you just want the website? And then I'll wait. Like, I'll just stop talking for a couple seconds, because the client has to sort of unravel what I just said, because they're thinking this is just one thing. And like in their brain now, they're kind of ripping that apart to realize, hey, this is actually 2 things. It's like, do I just want the website, or do I actually want the results, and how those are 2 separate ideas? And most of the time, and again, I'm waiting for them to say something, and it might feel like an awkward pause because you're kind of shocking their brain for a second. But then I'm waiting for them to say something like, well, what do you mean? Like, I thought the website, because they're thinking, I thought the website did get the clients. And then that's great. Like anything that's like, what do you mean? Or how does that work? That's what I want to hear. Because if they say that, then that gives me permission now to kind of jump into how we actually help people get clients. And I can start talking about the customer journey. Like, here's how we get traffic. We can help you manage your Google business profile. We can run ads. We can do local SEO. We can get you backlinks. We can, all the different ways to kind of drive traffic. And then I'll say, and then after we get the traffic, we'll start pulling leads. And so now I'm talking about like how we, build an email list and have an opt-in form on their site. We have a lead magnet and everything. And then I'll jump down to talking about how we actually nurture the leads into clients. Where it's like, once we get the email list built, then we're going to start sending out emails. We're going to put people on drip campaigns. At the bottom of those emails, we'll have a call to action that drives people back to your website. We'll have this online calendar. We can pool together like all of the availability of your whole sales team into one calendar. So it makes it super easy to start booking calls. So I'm talking about like traffic, leads, clients. And like most of the time, people are like, man, that is awesome. We would love to have all of that stuff. I hadn't even thought about that. That's what we want. I'm like, cool, that's what I want too, because I like helping people get results. They're after the results. And then I'll say, well, in order for all of that to work, we also need to make some updates to the website. Because like when we drive traffic, obviously we're driving traffic to the site. And when we pull the leads and we're doing that email opt-in, the email opt-in form's on the site. And when we start converting clients, we're driving people back to the site to actually sign up for stuff or buy something or book a call. So it's like we got to have the website going on, but the main thing is traffic, leads, clients. But do you see what I did there? It's like I flipped the offer, because like they were thinking, how much does it cost for a website? And most web designers will say, well, here's what the website is and everything, and build out the site. And then later, like at the end, they'll try to upgrade to like, well, would you like us to do this marketing plan? Would you like SEO? Would you like this other stuff? And most of the time, the client doesn't say yes to that. They say no to that because they just had this website only budget in mind, and you built the site, now they're done. But when you flip the offer, like I can't even count how many times we have like 10x the mental budget of the client, like where they start saying, yeah, we got $1,000 and now it's like a $10,000 client because we flipped the offer. So that's tip number 1. But what about the people over here that really do just want the website? Yeah, I got a $500 budget. What can you do for me? Well, I can't build a website for somebody for $500 and still have good margins. But I still think there's things that I could do that would help the client get further along and it would be worthwhile. So what we used to do is if somebody really did have like a $500 budget, we would sell them a $500 like kind of live training program that really had two things. So we'd probably spend about the first hour just kind of dealing with all the snags that most of the time people can hit, like DNS issues, reserving their domain and getting their email set up on their own domain, like stuff like that. Just kind of like clear out the snags that can, like if you've never done it before, it can take you days or weeks to figure out. And then we'll go for the remaining time, we'll do live training on how to build their own Wix website. And so we'll set up the Wix site, get the theme that they actually want to use, and train them how to do the stuff on their actual site that they're planning to use live for a couple hours. So now I'm still making $100 an hour with this training program where I'm investing 5 hours of time, and they're getting weeks ahead of where they otherwise would be if they had to do it on their own, especially if they're going to be hitting any of these snags that we covered for them. So it's just an out-of-the-box way of thinking, well, I can't build a website for $500, but I could do 5 hours of training live for $100 an hour. How does that sound? And then you can offer something like that. And now everybody's winning because like they've got great results. Like they're far further down the road than they otherwise would be on their own. And you're making $100 an hour, so everybody's winning. But here's the third thing. And this is something that you can do kind of in addition to the other things. These are not mutually exclusive. The third thing is changing the solution, because especially with regard to like referrals and like if you feel like a lot of the people that are coming your way are looking for this low budget solutions and they're mostly in that kind of that all I've got is this kind of low price point budget total, and you can't really flip the offer because you just can't afford it, then a really good thing to do is to like shift the funnel. Because like when I was going to BNI groups and just kind of getting referrals from just people around in the community, I was kind of known as like the website person. And so therefore, when people would come in, they'd want websites because that's what they thought I was. Like when people would mention my name, they say, oh, you'll call Lee, he'll build you a website. So that means I'm getting leads looking for websites. And the solution to fixing that is instead of being known as the website person, change it to like what the outcome is and who it's for rather than what thing that you do. So instead of like we build websites, why not we drive leads for local businesses, something like that. And then when people come into you, they're people, you don't have to flip the offer anymore. The offer's already flipped because of the way that you're getting the leads. Your funnel flips the offer for you. So you don't have to do it live over the phone like we just talked about in step one. And so people are coming in and they're like, yeah, I would love to get leads for my local business. How does that work? And then you can jump straight into the traffic leads client story. And then people get excited about that. And boom, now you've got this high ticket client, which is really awesome. So I'm going to put a link in the description because I just dropped a whole new workshop that really dives deep into exactly how to do this. And it's just lee.blue/workshop. You can check it out, but I'll put a link in the description. And it's awesome. It's like basically what it's about is shifting away from what you're doing and moving into why you're doing it. And then that really helps land high ticket clients. So check that out and how to build your own funnel for all of that. Put the link there, or check out this next video. And I'm going to give you 5 upsell ideas. Like how do you get more value and get better results with these 5 kind of out of the box upsells that I think will both surprise and delight your clients. Check this one out right here and I'll show you these upsells.